fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. Now, improving NBA officiating has gone high-tech. Today, the NBA uses the proprietary game review system, which is broken down from double-digit camera angles. Analysts spend a day or two dissecting each game. And Kevin, that data is used for evaluating, training, and communication with the teams.
Isn't that something? I mean, every day there's something new. Fascinating, fascinating stuff, DA. Thank you. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Anunoby in at the forward with Barnes next to him. Van Vliet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. And for Oklahoma City, outside the wings are Gilgeous-Alexander and Dort. Then it's Josh Giddey. And it's Robinson Earl in at the center, locking down the middle. An exciting rookie class this year as always, Doris. Just how big an impact could this new injection of talent mean as the season really gets going?
Obviously, it has to play out. It's too soon to say exactly. But what we know unequivocally is one key draft pick can dramatically impact a team's success. So with any luck, some of the teams have absolutely acquired season-altering players.
And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. Well, you know that he's going to find a way to get the ball in the basket no matter what D he's faced with. He averages about 31.5 points a game. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Just 4 to shoot. The 8-footer. That shot is off. Good D by Barnes. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Dort.
This is a guy very willing to put his body on the line. Scotty Barnes gets that defense to commit and accepts the contact.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Boy, guys, when you think about the prototypical modern wing, Scotty Barnes, the reigning Rookie of the Year, certainly fits that mold, already proving to be a well-rounded two-way player.
Barnes hits them both.
And with Barnes, he's only scratching the surface of how good he can be.
GA, there is no question about that. Barnes is on the fast track to becoming a star. Why? Because he can score, defend, rebound, and even serve as a playmaker if need be. This is about developing those skills continuously and becoming more consistent.
Now here's Barnes. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. And the basket is good.
You love how Scotty Barnes embraces the challenge of a contested shot. Don't back down, Scotty.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Robinson Earl, the pass to Giddey. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Trains it from beyond the arc.
Well, on the catch and shoot, you've got to be shot ready. And Gilgeous-Alexander showing off his pretty form.
Oh, Van Vliet, scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark right now. He's averaging about 19 points a game. To the paint. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
The Raptors are only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then.
A lot of change. Toronto is without some of the key pieces from that title team, and it wasn't that long ago. But, Greg, they haven't had to go through a full rebuild. There are some remaining parts.
Listen, the talent they have is still undeniable, and they've got a good mix of young up-and-comers and players in the prime of their careers.
And the first one at the line is good. Baisley's checked in for Oklahoma City. And so he makes both from the line. You know, one thing, Greg, the Thunder have done a great job drafting international players.
Players like Serge Ibaka, Steven Adams in the past, a few good ones on this current roster as well. Credit the OKC scouts for just finding guys all over the world.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Akusevsky, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Toronto leading by 5. Passes it to Van Vliet. It's Trent on the wing. Back to Van Vliet. There's the 3. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, every time out, it's a learning experience to some degree, but that's not what they were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it hurts a little more when you play well and fail to close out a game. That was one they should have won.
And Barnes has got the ball here for Toronto. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
And going back a season ago, it was a win for both sides in their 2 meetings.
You know, despite the disparity in talent, these two teams played each other tough last year. Let's see how competitive they are this time around.
Thunder trailing by 5. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Akusevsky, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Baisley. Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup.
Well, just good recognition in the pick and roll. Gilgeous-Alexander reacting to the defense perfectly.
Van Vliet against Giddey. Van Vliet kicks to Barnes. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Barnes has got 6 points, and that does it for the first quarter. Raptors lead by 5, and the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
Greg, you look at a player putting up big numbers on a losing team. How do you determine if those are quality numbers, so to speak?
You know, Kevin, it's a great question because somebody's going to put up points or collect rebounds or get assists. So, you know, you look at efficiency, you look at effort, and there's no doubt that you can have winning players on losing teams.
We've got Williams. Muscala is out there with Williams, and it's Mann in at the point guard. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second. And there's the pass to Van Vliet. Pass to Birch. Here's Banton. Shot clock at 5. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Williams. Goes back up. And that's 2 points on the layup. Williams has got his first points of the game.
Well, you love the persistence on the offensive glass. All about effort right now.
Outside Porter. Pass to Banton. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Passes it to Achua. Three-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. Sets in motion a 4-game road trip for them. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks a lot, guys. Josh Giddey has been attracting admirers, including LeBron James. King said he's really, really good. He has a great pace about the game, great vision. Josh is one of those kids who can definitely see the game a lot quicker than most guys out on the floor, and he's showing it. Just been playing beautiful basketball. Kevin, that's high praise.
It is both amazing passes. David, thank you. Here is Williams after the Raptors pick up 2. That's good from Williams on the assist from Williams.
How about the concentration on that assist? Changed his mind mid-shot and put the pass right on the money.
Greg, when you look at Toronto, they have a lot of length and defensive switchability.
They swarm opposing stars and tend to make it very difficult in those passing lanes. So a great profile for a modern NBA defense.
Here's Mann, covered by Van Vliet. Mann can't hit. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And the pass to Van Vliet. How about 3 minutes gone in his second quarter of basketball? And he could not get them one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And when the stakes get high and you need a big shot, we know how dependable Fred VanVleet is.
It feels to me, Greg, like the bigger the moment, the more dangerous Fred VanVleet is. We've seen him so many times knock down so many huge shots. Doesn't matter the setting, Eastern Conference Finals or NBA Finals. This guy, the very definition of fearless.
And the first one drops. And Fred VanVleet, a player who has always shot well from outside.
And Kevin VanVleet has continued to kind of take on more of an offensive load, increased his volume while maintaining efficiency. Not every player able to do that.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. And so Van Vliet nails both of them.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Gilgeous-Alexander, a screen on Van Vliet. Giddey finds Gilgeous-Alexander. And the layup's good off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got it all tied up now for the Thunder.
Well, let's remember that at 6'6", Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can more than handle himself near the cup.
Trent gets the bucket.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
And I think they count on him for that. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. We saw him with 39 points last game out. Here's the screen. Giddey, no good. And Barnes has got the ball here for Toronto. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Yeah, they really snuffed that one out. Didn't execute all that well. Fortunate to walk away with the W.
Yeah, but as a team, you actually love a win like that. You're struggling from the field, you don't have your best stuff, still you find a way to gut out a win.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Toronto ahead, leading by just 2. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome, everybody. It may be early on in the season, but not too early to take a full assessment of the Eastern Conference standings. It'll be interesting to see how the standings shake out as we move forward.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. How can a team be half a game back? It doesn't make mathological sense.
Well, they played more or fewer games, Shaq, than the team behind them.
Whole thing seems fishy. I'll have my people investigate it.
Turning our attention back to the Thunder, they're in a real tooth and nail fight here at the break.
They've gotten a big lift from their bench. The others making their presence felt at the offensive end. Nice work.
If you're the coach, it's great to have those options at your disposal, and he's taking advantage of it.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Oklahoma City trailing. And on the floor for Nick Nurse as we get into the second half. Sharing the wing spots for them. It'll be Trent Jr. and Anunoby. Then it's Barnes. Then it's Fred VanVleet.
Boy, you could see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
What I love is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
Now, here's Anunoby. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. VanVleet outside. 4 on the clock. And the 3 off target.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And this Thunder team in desperate need of a veteran. Someone on their way out that can still be productive and provide some leadership for the young guys.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. Well, the Thunder are trying to build something that will last. The front office says you stick to your principles, your values, and you think long term. We're focused on building a sustainably great team. We continue to be forward-facing in that respect. Kevin, back to you.
It's a good philosophy, and they're not looking for any shortcuts, which is admirable. David, thanks. So now, how does Oklahoma City, Greg, get back into the mix in the Western Conference?
Kevin, it's going to be tough. Just so much inexperience on the roster right now. Keeping the core here, yeah, but experienced players to fill out that roster.
And so here is Oklahoma City. The Raptors getting the bucket. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. And checking out some numbers for Fred VanVleet. Gilgeous-Alexander against Trent. 5 on the clock. Here's Giddey. Bangs home the trifecta. Giddey's got the lead up to 1 now for the Thunder.
Boy, if this becomes a consistent part of Josh Giddey's game, look out, because that three-point shot's going to make him so dangerous.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Chance now to break out the list of the league's leading teams in the steals department. Number 1, the Raptors. 2nd, the Thunder.
And forcing turnovers is a point of pride for both these teams. That's why their steal numbers have been so high.
1:58 left in the third quarter. And the Raptors doors with one of the elite front offices recognized in the NBA.
And Kevin, because of that, a highly paid one as well. Remember, a recruitment battle, not just with the NBA, but English soccer, to keep their leadership intact. But the track record is there to justify that top billing, no doubt about it.
The son of an NBA vet, Gary Trent Jr.'s game is very different than his dad's.
Well, obviously, Gary Sr. had more size and therefore was a post player in a different generation. The younger Mr. Trent, an excellent shooter from deep. Pretty much the opposite style of play.
He misses the free throw. During the last decade, from 2010 on, Doris, the Thunder had the second most wins in the NBA.
It's mind-boggling to consider that. That was clearly during the Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden era. The Spurs had the most in that time frame. What that can tell you, though, is small market teams can win in the NBA.
He hits the second from the line.
That will sting a little bit, failing to get the lead when the opportunity was there, but he does tie it up.
Pass to Dort. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Lets it go from deep. And the Thunder, another three.
Well, the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Raptors trail by 3. Now, here's Trent. He's got 5. Pass to Achua. Toronto working the ball around now. Trent can't hit.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Beasley passes to Mann. Tries it from 9. It's hauled in by Trent. And so it's Trent with it. He brings it up for the Raptors. 43 seconds left in the third. Count that one.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Thunder have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Here's Mann. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Good on the bucket.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Trent kicks to Achua. Trent passes to Banton. On the wing, Porter. Just 5 on the clock. From deep, Trent. And it's Beasley with the rebound. Launches it. And that one released in time, but no good. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Thunder lead by 3. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Giddey and Gilgeous-Alexander are the guards. And it's Pokusevski in at the 4 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
Well, this is how you shut him down. A tremendous contest against a very skilled player.
Passes to Giddey. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Count the basket and the foul. Fred VanVleet picks one up.
Well, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shows you he's not afraid to draw contact now. Gets to the free throw line.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Oklahoma City.
Guys, the D hasn't had an answer for the three-point shooting, which is why they continue to just fire away from deep.
Also, I just love how hard they've taken the ball to the rack. They've made a point of attacking, and it's led to them getting buckets.
And Greg Anthony for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Part of a growing trend in this NBA, giving his team length in the backcourt.
Yeah, 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan. He can see over the top of the defense. He helps you on the glass, and he can switch onto front court players defensively. That's what teams are looking for nowadays.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
The 8-footer. Jump shot is good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got the lead up to 8 now for the Thunder.
Boy, you respect the shot selection from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, just taking what the defense gives him.
Boucher sets a screen for Barnes. With the crossover. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Gilgeous-Alexander.
First team foul. At the line for the Raptors, Scotty Barnes. At the line for 2.
First one falls for him.
How about Scotty Barnes, guys? The 4th pick in his draft class, a guy who proved from the outset he was going to be reliable, efficient, versatile, and a two-way player. Pretty impressive stuff.
The Raptors making a switch here. Trent's checked in. Barnes hits them both. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Gary Trent Jr.
Let's remember, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is 6'6", so getting on the interior is not a problem.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses.
I think what you love about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the size, athleticism, and instincts he brings to the position. This guy has the whole package.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
Boy, that's not the result I would have predicted. Usually you can take those to the bank when he's at the line.
Van Vliet outside. Trent outside, just 5 to shoot. From downtown, and again, no good by Toronto.
Simply put, a bad shot, guys. They all know they can get a better look than that.
Giddy with it. The pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
And beginning to take charge of this game. This could be a crucial point.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
Now here's Barnes. Young sets a screen for Barnes. He doesn't hit that one. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander.
Well, there's a level of aggressiveness that you must contend with Gilgeous-Alexander on the offensive end. You'd love to see him force the issue.
At the line for your Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 9. A different look for Oklahoma City. Baisley's checked in for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. And it's Dort in for Jang. And Toronto also making a switch. Achua's checked in. Gilgeous-Alexander hits them both. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Giddey against Van Vliet. Here he goes. Here's Achua. It's blocked.
Boy, blocking is a skill Darius Baisley is trying to develop, and that hard work paying off with the swat.
Back to Giddey. Shoots over Van Vliet. And Giddey gets it to go. Giddey's got the lead up to 12 now for Oklahoma City.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for Oklahoma City.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year. Actually, their 5th win on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. It's really essential they put a stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution.
And so the Thunder now can just hold on to the ball. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. As we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.